Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching episode 3 of Shogun. So, after the assassination attempt that took place last week, it's determined that it's far too dangerous to stay in Osaka for Lord Toranaga and John Blackthorne. So, Blackthorne is transported outside of Osaka, but unfortunately, it seems that the culture clash is still getting to him, considering that he objects to Lord Ishido checking in the women's quarters. So, naturally, this causes a lot of the soldiers around them to think, "Oh my God, we're all going to die with this barbarian with us." But as but as it turns out, Lord Ishido's men, or at least another sect of the assassins who went after them, attack Blackthorne and Toranaga in the forest, which forces them to retreat. And thankfully, John Blackthorne happens to find the captain who helped him in the last few episodes, so they manage to try to strike a deal with the Portuguese black ship. If they help them get through this night, they'll be allowed to leave the port that they've been stuck at for a while. Toranaga even offers to allow a Christian church to be built in Edo, which would obviously increase the influence of the religion in the country. But that's not enough for the Portuguese men on that ship, so John Blackthorne has to sail Toranaga and Mariko to safety, while Mariko's husband has to basically sacrifice himself to make sure everyone else is able to get out alive. And afterwards, Toranaga and Blackthorne learn how to swim together. Well, more specifically, Blackthorne teaches him how to dive. So yeah, while there's obviously a lot of culture clash and a lot of action, it does feel like Toranaga and Blackthorne are becoming, kind of like friends. Toranaga basically makes Blackthorne his vassal. He acknowledges that there are certain parts of the Western customs that he's interested in and would even like to learn about. And he is pretty reasonable for what he's asking of Blackthorne when it comes to these situations. Plus, the action scenes are generally pretty cinematic. There's a lot of good choreography with a lot of the weapons used. The arrows really stick out in the nighttime scenes. And even Mariko's husband, Buntaro, has a great last stand when he's facing a ton of guys with swords. And naturally, we know it's a forced loss situation for him, but if he dies with honor, and I think it is portrayed pretty well that way. Even Mariko gets to use a weapon herself for a little bit, though I have no idea if she's had that much training with the thing. It's a move out of desperation for her and Blackthorne, though, so I understand why it was done. It feels like a desperate fight for survival as they try to get out of Osaka, especially since the regents who wanted Blackthorne dead now need 5 votes in order to get anything done, and unfortunately they only have 4 votes, so they need another one in order to influence anything. And Toranaga and Blackthorne are at least safe where they are now as they race over to the shore. And I can imagine that this will lead to some unforeseen consequences for the regents, as well as for Lord Ishido, and the assassins who have orchestrated this whole thing. So what's going to happen next? I can only suspect as much, but I'm pretty interested in the story we've gotten so far. See you next time.